My biggest concern is that your view has the First Amendment hamstringing the government in significant ways. The government actually has a duty to take steps to protect the citizens of this country, and you seem to be suggesting that that duty cannot manifest itself in the government encouraging platforms to take down harmful information.
Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was so worried that the First Amendment would hamper the federal government's abilities to regulate speech. It's like, that's the whole point of the First Amendment. I don't know if you understand it, but I guess we shouldn't be too surprised because she, of course, is the justice who couldn't answer the question, what is a woman?
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No,
Yeah,
I can't.
you can't?
Ketanji Brown Jackson is essentially a Marxist. Like, she's looking at ways that she can bring her ideology to be like, how do we hamstring normal Americans' ability to speak so that the government can do a better job in like protecting people from misinformation or dangerous whatever. And it's like, it's a radically different understanding than the founding fathers had of freedom of speech, as in like all costs freedom of speech.
You would think a jurist or a judge would look at the facts of the case, look at the law, and try to find out what is the right answer. Whereas Supreme Court Justice KBJ and also Sotomayor, what they look at is they already have the end result, what they want. They think to themselves, we want the government to be able to censor speech and to be able to lean on social media companies. And we're going to try to find law in cases that will support what we want.
I hate saying the answer to anything is there needs to be more legislation. But in this case, there does seem to be some sort of oversight over companies that have such sway over our everyday lives.
Well, I think, again, it gets to the question of when they passed the Communications Decency Act back in '96 and put into law, the whole impetus behind that was companies like, at the time, AOL, that provided these forums where anyone could get on there and post their opinions or their thoughts or ideas. And sometimes they might like put, let's say, a photo of a celebrity and it's a copyrighted photo. AOL's like, I don't want to get in trouble for a copyright violation if users are just posting their own stuff. And so they said, we need to change the law so that we can say that we're a platform. Okay, we're allowing users to come up with their own content and post their own stuff, and we're not going to be held liable for it. Users are, and they might have to delete the post or whatever, but we don't want all these companies coming after us for copyright violations. We're a platform. We're different than a publisher. But the problem is social media companies like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram come along, and now they want to have it both ways. They want to say that they're a platform where anyone can have their own page, share their own content, but then they basically say, well, wait a minute. Now, actually, we don't like what you're saying about COVID-19 on your own page that you're sharing with your friends. We're going to force you to delete that.
I know that kind of reminds me of the Elon Musk, Don Lemon interview. I don't know if you guys caught that.
It's painful.
Basically, Don Lemon got an agreement with Elon Musk to do a show on X. And after the first episode, it was an interview with Elon Musk, and it was canceled. The reason it was canceled became pretty obvious when Don Lemon eventually put out the whole interview. It was basically like he was trying to do CNN on Twitter. And one of the things they were talking about was censorship. And so when they were talking about hate speech, he's like, well, Elon, what do you think about the fact that there's these studies that are saying, you know, anti-Semitic hate speech is going up on X? And he's like, look, I believe in free speech. X is going to be a free speech platform. If something's illegal, we take it down, we moderate it. If it's not illegal by standard of the law, we are not going to put our finger on the scale and say, hey, we're going to take this down. And it literally just blew Don Lemon's brain. It's so foreign to how mainstream media operates, and even other social media companies operate. I mean, Josh, as you were saying, look at stuff that's put on Loopcast YouTube. I'm definitely seeing stuff spiked based on our take on an issue. But there's a real debate about free speech in a meaningful way on X, and it's all because he bought that platform. So go check out that interview if you guys haven't. I thought it was really interesting.
You would think a guy like Elon Musk who owned Tesla would know to avoid lemons, but old man joke.
Dude, I need like a laugh track